Welcome, race fans, back to Black Flag Racing. My name is Webbo, here to bring you today's Premier Series Round 5 of the championship. We're at Laguna Seca in California, USA, for the next round of our championship. This is how qualifying is looking right this moment in time. Bubbling Panda leads by 10 thousandths of a second only. Hello to everybody watching live. Do make yourselves known. Do make yourselves heard as well. We desperately want to hear from you all throughout the course of today's broadcast. Hi to Eric, who's already been very generous, and to Roy Mustang. Hopefully, dad and son watching live with Brandon and Nate here as well. Hi, Nate. Absolutely. And to John Dollar, who's watching and still qualifying, it seems. But let's get you some moving cars, shall we? While we try to get some idea of what's happening for this qualifying session. And our first look at Laguna Seca here on ACC on the channel from Black Flag. Anyway. So this is Dog Eater, currently running in P4, and he's doing his level best. He's just been off track momentarily in the latter part of the racetrack, as you saw just as we joined him, and of course that's the traditional thing to do. But he's heading down then towards the Andretti hairpin of turn 2, which is a constant radius, sort of double apex left-hander. Then we'll turn in towards turn 3, and underneath the tyre footbridge, the Cooper tyre footbridge, before heading into turn 4. It's all about carrying momentum into the corners here at Laguna Seca, especially when we start to climb the hill. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how everybody navigates this really rather difficult racetrack, as most of them actually are in ACC, but that's just the way of the world. A quick check-in then as Dog Eater comes through over the top, and we'll hopefully get some lap time updates from him throughout the course. He is up on his fastest time so far. Just to remind you there. Actually, let's stay with his lap while he's hot at the moment. So 0.3 of a second up at this point for Dog Eater, running P4. Number 1 on the car, passing the pit lane entry. It looks like it's going to be a tricky pit lane to navigate in this dusty offline racetrack as we go to cross the line. We're still up by nearly 0.4 of a second. Dog Eater straight to pole position, essentially there for Dog Eater, and he's going to celebrate by going straight off into the gravel and stopping the car. Our day is done, and we dust off the hands. Dog Eater celebrating there. What a fantastic way to start qualifying for us here on the track. We've got Rico on track as well. He's in P5 and he's on his way. Hi to everybody still watching there, as joining us, I should say, and Eric saying team running on empty, presumably for the win, is your key support here today. It looks like, as Rico then, the mantle has been dropped then from Dog Eater for the current situation. Let's have a look then. Dog Eater from Bubbling Panda by 55 thousandths of a second, with a further 10 thousandths back to Mojo. It's so close at the top. Great to have Dog Eater, Bubbling Panda, Mojo, and Awesome Gumball. I don't see Plums or Chug in those top positions at the moment, so I wonder if Chug has an answer here. Looks like we're not going to see Plums at this stage of the proceedings, as we'll just scroll down to have a look at the GT4 field. Let's make sure that we're being as fair as possible to them. John Dollar leading by 0.9 of a second. Always everything changes except that situation there. There we go, up to the top. So we've got Bubbling Panda. I think Bubbling Panda is actually on track at the moment, so we'll have a good look at what he's up to, if we can manage that one. Well, where is he? It just takes me a moment to navigate the screen here to make sure we can actually get a car who's circulating. Where are we? There's Awesome Gumball. Bubbling Panda is on track. Here he is. And he's up by the tiniest of margin as he heads down in towards that Andretti hairpin. And we go running. So there we go. Round into the corner. Trying to get a good slingshot out. We are down though on the exit of the corner. Regaining some time. here. Obviously, the stretch between turn 2 and turn 3 was pretty poor on Bubbling Panda's fastest lap in compared to this one. But again, just washing out slightly in the Lexus. He'll hope to carry plenty of speed through the compression of turn 5 and then get on that power really early. Just deal with the oversteer that the Lexus gives you. But that was a little bit uncomfortable and slowing already. Just car 188, Fleury and Bubbling Panda on track at the moment. Fleury in P12 is up by nearly 0.2 of a second as he heads down in towards turn 11, the final turn on the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Heading out of the corner, he is still gaining 1/4 of a second. We're up to now. The green flag flies. There it is. The final positions in qualifying as H. Fleury managed to gain 1 position at the end of qualifying session. Dog Eater, Bubbling Panda, Mojo your top 3 with Awesome Gumball, Rico, Chug in 6th with Beth Barron, Sim Racer, Nate in 9th, Elite Rain in 10th, Fleury, Darkness Gene, Bobcat Goalie, still sun praising, new driver for me here, and Bert Macklin just off the back row of the GT3 field, subbing here today for Larry. We've got King at the bottom of the pack there, fair distance away, I think, from P17, but in terms of the qualifying positions, John Diller is on top in the GT4 with Stubbly Squid, Not See 'em. Then comes Zati, Chaotica, Mountain Ranger, Big Runks, No Crap, and Logan, making out our 25 car field who are going to be competing over today's racing. So let's have a look at the championship situation as qualifying has finished. We'll check in then with the championship situation. I will tell you what, let's go to GT3 first. Everybody seems to promote GT3 first as they're the overall standing leaders anyway. Plums then leads the championship, but on drop scores, it's equal with Chug, which is absolutely mouthwatering as we head into the deep water of this season. DJ Jacques has 34 points, is in his 3rd place ahead of Awesome Gumball and Rico. We then have Mojo, Panda, and Dog Eater. Not too many points apart on the overall scores, but just that being missing in Snetterton is hurting Dog Eater at this stage anyway. No Crap, Y-Weight, Debuthi, and Harry Effect ahead of Zati, Elite Rain, Edward Nedlow, Jim Arnott, Got King, Camzilla is there with Grandpa Exposure, Larry down in the second half of the field, just ahead of Zuni, Darkness Gene, Fleury, Tater in Paris, Sun Still Praising, George, Logan, Regular Key, Sim Racer, and Bobcat Goalie. The last 3 of those are ineligible for point score at this point anyway. Haven't managed to accrue any points. In the GT4 standings, we're about 1 minute 21 away from the formation lap, so don't worry, we're not missing anything. John Diller is first, as you would expect there, with an almost perfect score. But Mountain Ranger was amazing at Red Bull Ring and secured the victory there. He's in 2nd place, but has less than half the points with a drop score of John Diller, who leads the way. Hellcat, Stubbly Squid, and Chaotica ahead of Siam, Umbrian, Big Runks, and D Bard. And our team standings, running on empty, are running at the top of the grid, 89 points with a drop score, 126 overall, ahead of Shockers and Go Dogs, who are only 10 points separated there. Malacca are actually in 2nd place with that drop score taken into account, you can see. And then you have Siam Speed, Black Swan, High Gear Hustlers, Full Independence, Scuderia Only Gramps, and Speed Syndicate. Finishing out the grid. Let's have a quick check-in on the calendar. We're doing okay. We are at the middle point of the season, not including the missed round at Kailami, but we go on to Watkins, Kota, Valencia, and Donington to finish out and round out our season. Great to have everybody joining us at this point. Thank you so much for being with us today. Hi to who else has joined us since. We've got Greasy, Yason, I think is the right way to pronounce that, and Salt as well. So greetings to you all. I know that I'm going to be in the pit lane as I should be, as the drivers then get ready to get underway for our race today. And they're all leaving the grid here. That's the back end of the GT3 grid, just getting away, and the GT4s then, the smaller machinery, certainly shorter and smaller anyway, as we head on through the run. We've got myself and Larry are sitting in the pits in identical Malacca Motorsport GT3 Lexi, but we won't be competing today, as you would expect. Dog Eater is at the front of the grid, and starting to get away then, and just make sure that he can get all of his temperatures up to standard. Exactly what he wants and needs for this race. We have a mandatory pit stop. You are only required to put in 1 litre of fuel. You're not required to take tyres, and of course a much discussed situation persists whether it is right to take tyres or not right to take tyres. We shall see how that all works out, but you do have a minimum stop of 15 seconds plus the time it takes to put 1 litre of fuel in, a further 15 if you do elect to take those tyres. So it's a calculation that the drivers will make, as always. I'm going to try and make sure I can keep ourselves open to some potential for seeing everything that we need to. Thank you so much to Salt. Let's go Black Swan Racing. Good luck to Runks, and that one Sim Racer putting on a show for us prospects. Absolutely. Close top 3, says Eric. It is mouth-watering, and to have Chug currently sitting in the pits. Looks like Chug has been slow to the pit lane or had a mechanical issue, so Chug is going to start for a last to first challenge here, and that's ultimately even more mouth-watering a prospect to see him potentially coming through the order. It looks like anyway, as the drivers are now given the instruction from race control to get into double file. So they are going to now have to match a speed, be on the correct side of the circuit. Looks like Dog Eater on pole will have the rolling start run on the inside into that all-important Andretti hairpin for the start of this race. As we should look forward to this one. They're coming around the final bend now, and as you said exactly, Chug is in the pits so far as I can see. Anyway, let's see as the drivers go through, then they will watch the GT3 field get away immediately. They will jump ahead, of course, of the GT4s. We're getting ready for a 1 hour race, and it's green flag. It's drop the clutch. It's go, 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 and the Lexus and Mustang relatively evenly matched on the long looping left-hand run down into that Andretti hairpin, but it's Dog Eater who has the inside line immediately and is able to get the drive away. In fact, it's Bubbling Panda who has the attentions of the car on his outside. Awesome Gumball looking for an opportunity there down to take the move. It's Mojo in the green with orange flash, and it's Awesome Gumball in the black and green McLaren, and he's going to have a little look down the inside actually as we head down from this beautiful helicopter cam view, and we'll run through and just check in on everybody as we go down through the field on this fixed position. Nice to see the two Lexi away well, and there is John Delutte in the all yellow GT3 at the front of the field. No big problems from him. Mountain Ranger is 3 spaces back from him. And we'll see where did Chug actually manage to get out. There's the Mustang, the red, white, and blue, and he's a long way back at this stage of the race. But here is the battle at the head of the field, and it is Dog Eater ahead of Bubbling Panda and Mojo. And long may this continue, having everybody away. Does look like we've had a nice clean start. Eric, you're absolutely right. And there you can see Dog Eater pushing hard, trying to get the jump, trying to get away, but at the moment, things are looking like they are heading the way of Bubbling Panda, and it's been great to get these drivers on track together and able to challenge. Good to see fresh faces at the top of these standings. And there you can see Dog Eater ahead of Bubbling Panda, Mojo, and Awesome Gumball very, very close in the battle for the top 3. But there goes Dog Eater with a mistake out of, I think that was, where are we? Turn 3 underneath the tyre footbridge, the Cooper tyre footbridge, and he had a little moment. He rescued it incredibly, but now he's fighting for that 3rd position, a fairly speculative chance of an overtake on the inside run there. McLaren just managing to stay with 2 wheels on the racing surface as we go uphill and we head towards the much feared corkscrew bend, and it is Dog Eater. He had to take a really difficult lift off through the preceding corner, lost some momentum, and now he's fighting for his life, trying to hang on to fourth from first position. So Dog Eater down from the front. He had a fantastic qualifying final lap, and we managed to see all of it here on the coverage just as we open the show today. And there is Bubbling Panda ahead of Mojo. Awesome Gumball just missing the apex at a crucial moment, and he's going to end up losing that momentum once again. Then now finally Dog Eater back into his rhythm, maybe right up the McLaren's gearbox as they head down in towards that first corner, that first major braking zone. The official turn 2, this double left-hand Andretti hairpin. And it's great to see everybody managing to get through. I was expecting to see quite a few drivers off on the dirt and gravel on the way through that hairpin. There is Jondala leading his field in the 404 ahead of the 333 Stubbly Squid. Quite a gap opening, 2.5 seconds in the GT4 field. Stubbly Squid has Mountain Ranger, who was a sensation at the Red Bull Ring. It looks like a fairly quiet start for Stubbly Squid and Mountain Ranger, just treating their tyres gently and bringing them into temperature. Not see him looking good in fourth in class there ahead of Zatti. Chaotica, that is Chug going down the inside of Chaotica into turn 3, and Chug is going to have a hell of a lot of work to do today. I think he might be toying with the idea of not taking tyres and saving time wherever possible. Big runks ahead of Logan. Logan, who I think I was racing with in Prospect last week as well. Behind them, no crap, right at the back of the grid, myself and Larry sitting in the pit lane. Mojo leads us though, and I think that is a problem. Is it? We've dropped somebody. Let's just wait and see. There is Mojo in first, Awesome Gumball in second, Dog Eater in third, with Rico in fourth place, and Bubbling Panda it is that's dropped all the way down to P8. I wonder if this is going to be a story of the day of mistakes today. There, you just got a quick shot of the Lexus, the black, the mostly black and red Bedelco sponsored Malacca Motorsport Lexus of Bubbling Panda, who had the lead of the race and has dropped back down to P8. So clearly has been off the circuit at this a very crucial point in the race. There is Dog Eater, who's dropped down from P1, what is now recovered to third place thanks to Bubbling Panda's even more major moment than Dog Eater himself had, but ahead of Rico, the blue Swiss flag coloured Lexus of Rico. So good to see some consistency up front, but also some mistakes. We've got some fast drivers. We've got Dog Eater, we've got Bubbling Panda, and we've got Chug, all potentially out of position from where they qualified as we run them through. It's only 5 minutes into the race. It is the third racing lap for our drivers here as they run in. We've got Rico ahead of team running on empties, Beth Barron in P5, no slouch at all. Beth Barron in the 64, Elite Rain and Nate ahead of Bubbling Panda. But maybe not for long, as Bubbling Panda has a look down the inside into the hairpin, gets through past Nate, who's not pushing particularly hard at this point, allowing Bubbling Panda through without much of a fight. The McLaren always slightly hampered, but a very nicely handling car, so far as I've heard anyway. The 189 putting in some good early laps here, some fairly gentle early laps, I would say. So that one, Sim Racer in 9th with Darkness Gene in 10th. We've got H Fleury for the Shockers ahead of Black Swan Racing's Bobcat goalie, and Bert Macklin looking good as well. I think he's picked the wrong livery there, Bert, for today's Malacca Motorsport. It's still red, and no, it's okay. It's okay. It's one of the options there, but it's not specifically the option that the Malaccas go for. Got Keen in 14th with still some praising in 15th place, and Chug still at the back of his field, GT3 field, but has cleared all of the GT4s and is now ahead of Jondala. So he'll be thinking about strategy. What can he do? Jondala must be feeling pretty good out there as well. Jondala has a 13.3 second lead. Apparently, rumour has it that Jondala is horribly hungover today. It could just be a rumour, but if this is how he drives hungover, I think we need a GT3.5 league for Jondola and let the GT4 league be fought over by the rest of them. Not see him still ahead of Stubbly Squid and Mountain Ranger back here. Mountain Ranger in that tall Chevy. There isn't a Lexus version, which is why you saw Wyweight driving this very car in the previous round, and why Malacca Motorsports Mountain Ranger drives the Chevy. Then we've got Big Runks in the Pig Ugly Alpine, and Zatti in the Mercedes AMG for Team Running on empty. Chaotica for Black Swan is in 23rd, and I think that makes him 5th or 6th in class, with Logan at the back in the GT4s with the red, almost Team Redline style livery. That's No Crap, sorry, there with the Redline style livery at the back of the grid. The Aston Martin of Mojo leads, and I will do my level best now that we've got these great drivers in the frame and they've opened up a little bit. I think we might try and get ourselves a little chat with a special guest today. So let's see if I can't get that ready for you. Just leads me trying to get everybody get everything sorted. It was a bit of a last-minute decision here, so we'll do our best to get you a special guest, and hopefully I can bring him in momentarily. Just give me a quick second here, and I have to choose from 47 open windows to get you to get you this, and it's not happening at the moment. One moment. Sometimes if I just change this around, it's not that one. Where are you? My apologies, folks. I think I'm going to have to go this way through something different to get you this particular chat. It's not that one. It's this one. Hopefully, come in, special guest.
Hello there, everybody.
You'll recognise the voice, of course, as Mojo is ahead on track of Team Awesome Gumball from Black Swan Racing in P2. Larry, you've been enjoying the start, hopefully.
I have. I think it was actually, I said, the first BFR race in history, lap 1, where we didn't have an incident. It was all clean. But then it kicked off afterwards with not even incidents, personal mistakes. We saw Panda go back a little bit. We saw Noah lose it and get a bit desperate there as well. But everyone seems to be settling in quite well now.
Yeah, we just saw Dog Eater, just as we brought you in, Dog Eater back to 2nd position. I think something might have gone down with Mojo. Where is Mojo right now? Can you see him? I
am looking for Mojo right now. He
seemed to...
Oh.
I
think he might have been disconnected.
Not again. It took me a long time to get up on the server today, Larry, so I wonder if we have some slow servers again. But Awesome Gumball, your new leader. 3rd leader in the first 7 laps.
That's wild. And we got Beth Barron, who is actually one of your friendly rivals from the Prospect series, making his debut here, and probably should have been here all along, honestly, with the pace he's been showing.
It looks that way, right? Yeah, in 64 on screen right now, Beth Barron, absolutely. Yeah, he's very quick.
We have... it's a tricky track, I find, in this game. I don't find it in the other games that we play, but I find this one to be a very low grip. Oh, and coming into the corkscrew, we just see a GT4 go flying off there. Who was that?
Well, No Crap's been having some problems, but he's okay at the moment. He's down in 24th and last position. I didn't catch exactly who was off. I think they've resumed travel anyway. Panda, second fastest in qualifying, drops out to what is now P4 with the situation we saw earlier from the disconnection. He's got Beth Barron within sight here. As I think we are setting up for ourselves quite an interesting battle. And I don't suppose you heard anything from Chug, but he ended up in the pit lane at the start of the race.
He said he got a weird load message on the screen. Not something I've never heard of. He actually had a saying for it, like it's actually something real. Let me read it to you, because you may know what this is. He said he got dashboarded to the loading screen, which I have no idea what that means, but that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't, and that's not something I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with a lot of problems in ACC, but not that particular one. No Crap is already being lapped in the back of the GT4 field. We currently have 23 active drivers, and No Crap has a very loose front bonnet on the car. on his
Well,
hood
in
is shaking
fairness for
around.
No Crap, another car off. Who is that? We have someone else in the corkscrew not
Yeah, and
parking
there's
where they
No
should
Crap
be.
just struggling as well, just as the GT3 Nate and Elite Rain go by. So we are struggling. But this is a super tough track. Very, very low grip offline. And if the GT4s feel the need to get off the line, Larry, they're putting themselves in a lot of trouble.
They are too, and the corkscrew is it's a mess. It's there's one line through it, and some people try and make their lines through it regularly, which causes compromise and requires a bit of symphony, and Bard goes off again. He's not having a great race. But as I was saying, in the corkscrew, quite often you either have to put yourself in a compromising position and not consider your other racer, and hope at the same time that your other racer considers you.
Yeah. Just looking down the field, we've got Bobcat Goalie here in the McLaren with a Ferrari of Fleury just in front. Behind him, Burt Macklin in P11. A very impressive start to his race so far. We've got a very ugly looking one sim racer in the black and red Ferrari behind as well, with some damage on the car. I think we've had a lot of barrier scrapes so far. Hopefully it's barrier and not rear of rival scrapes as they start to power up the hill here. We've got the number 22 Bobcat Goalie in focus.
The fun fact is both Burt Macklin and one sim racer are filling in today. Actually, Burt is filling in for myself, and one sim racer is, I can't recall who he's filling in for. I think
Sorry, we've got a problem with Fleury. We've got a problem with Fleury as he dips the car, trying to, I think, overtake Zati there, and a miscommunication on track. Zati makes the apex and then spills wide as well. But it was H. Fleury in the lead of this four driver group of GT3s. It is just all over the shop here right now, Larry. It's so difficult to keep track of everybody. But Bobcat Goalie goes into the lead of this 4-pack at the 9th place right now.
Well, they certainly used up all their good behavior and working together on the track in lap 1, it seems, because I've never seen a sore-looking bunch of cars in my life this early in a race. People are definitely giving it a nudge.
And it's dry out there. And, it's not a wet race. Your eyes do not deceive you. That one sim racer with a very scratched up front end of his Ferrari. Let's try and get you nice and close up on the close up trackside cam, and we'll perhaps see that in a moment. But we've got Chaotica, the next GT4 to be lapped. I know you don't tend to drive a lot of GT4s, Larry, in mixed class racing, but it's got to be its own kind of acquired skill.
It very much is, and I was very, very surprised and eye-opened when I went to the real-life WEC race at COTA, Circuit of the Americas, to see just how aggressive these guys were from lap 1. It was actually quite confronting on the outlap of first practice. Then it occurred to me that it's... Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, that one sim racer just losing it in the corkscrew allowed Burt Macklin by. Then had to try and rejoin, and we've got Chaotica right in the mix, and there goes Fleury again on the same corner. He had a problem on the previous lap. It's that tricky right-hander after the corkscrew, the turn 10 there, and he's lost it again. Very, very difficult corner. It's highly cambered, and it tends to chuck you off if you miss the line.
He's somehow keeping some sort of positions though, because he's only down to 13th for the amount of trouble he's had. That seems a little okay. But as I was saying at COTA, it was impressive how much these guys would just get after it. And then it occurred to me that these guys will pass more in one race than in a driver in an F1 series will pass in 5 seasons. And they just know how to do it. And It took a while to get used to a car, what we would usually associate as diving, actually realizing like they know how to do this. It was there was no contact, I think, other than a couple of incidences in the race that were, it's racing. But it was unbelievable how good these guys get at being passed and working with the bigger cars.
It's always the crashes. It's the mixed class contact that makes the highlight reels generally. But because of the closing speeds and everything, there's a problem for the Alpine, and he's just rescued it on the way down. I think we just need a fixed camera, Larry, over the corkscrew, and we just watch every lap, and I think we will see an incident every single lap through here.
I will do my best to stay here then.
It's absolutely madness right now. That one sim racer in 11th. We've got Burt Macklin in 10th. He's got some clear air behind him right now as well. Some 2.5 to nearly 3 seconds to that one sim racer. We've got Bobcat Goalie in 9th place. We'll go back through the field. We've got Elite Rain off the track through the Andretti hairpin, and he's taken to the pit lane exit road. And he's been caught immediately by Bobcat Goalie, the two McLarens there, in almost the reverse livery options they've got. But in front of them on track is Not See 'Em and Stubbly Squid, but we've got Darkness Gene in the 777. He's in P7, appropriately
Shout out
enough.
to him, P7 as well. I was just about to mention that the top 5 are the usual suspects, minus a couple of guys that aren't here right now. Oh, actually, sorry to interrupt myself. I just got notified that Chug has retired.
Oh,
and
hell,
I
that's
will try
awful.
and get some information on what's happening here. Let's see.
It looks like it's going to be a job to try and keep hold of your internet connection today to our racing servers. If Chug has gone as well, I was looking forward to seeing Chug at the front, at the sharp end later into the coverage. Darkness Gene in 7th. We've got Nate in 6th position. Then we've got Rico. Sorry, I never know whether to call him Rubinho or Rico. But I'm going to go with Rico unless you tell me otherwise.
It's actually, you could just call him Ruben if you wanted to,
nice.
or Rico.
Okay.
Either works. But, yeah.
Beth Barron in 4th.
The other one, No Crap, is actually Bard. And Bard is probably easier for you to say
Bard,
than No
yeah,
Crap.
of course. I tend to use something that our viewers can track on screen, but yeah, I'll try and remember Bard, absolutely. Bubbling Panda is in P3, ahead of Beth Barron by 2.2 seconds only. They've got John Dollar between them and the current P2, which is Dog Eater in the purple Mustang. I don't know if we've got any indication on the color, on the reason behind the color scheme from Dog Eater today, but he's in the number 1. Dog Eater in 2nd place. Awesome Gumball leads by 4.2 seconds on this, the 13th lap, as we get very close to the pit lane window opening.
Excellent. Looking like we got clear weather, no rain in sight, optimum track, 24 degrees, looking great.
That's a positively chilly day in California, as far as I understand it.
It is.
24 degrees centigrade, of course. We're not talking about Fahrenheit here at this point.
We're using the real system. the king system.
You can say that. I get in trouble if I say things like that. But yeah, there you go. No. Zero wind as well. Now, as far as I'm familiar with Laguna Seca, that's a very, very rare thing to have a non-windy day. As far as I know, it's quite a tricky track to be at. With the elevation change and up in the mountains there, yeah.
Yeah, as you said, yeah. Oh, you're right. It is exactly 0. So, Now, do we have a fastest lap? I don't know if we can see that yet. I'm not as skilled as you with the...
well, I can't actually bring up the current standings. I don't know what button that is, so I've been trying to work that one out myself. It's not on my cheat sheet, unfortunately.
If you press tab, you should be able to see some cars.
There it is. You've got to hold tab. Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So you can
also,
see
the other thing, I'm not sure if you're aware, I learned this via Johnler. If you press insert, you can change the left screen to...
I just did that, and there's something funny with IO and P as well, which seems to do something. So I can do P for pit stop, really? I for information, and then I think it's U cycles through the different fields. Yeah.
I'm just pressing all the buttons now to see. We actually have, surprisingly, a lot of pit stops early on. We've got Elite Rain, Runks, we have Squid, Got King, we have Jondler, no, Jondler's still out. Squid, as I said, and then you and I still taking our pit stops.
Yes.
That's a very early pit stop too, especially if that's equated to tire degradation. That's going to create problems for them much later.
Well, I saw Elite Rain off. I wonder if he picked up a bit of damage and whether that's a situation that the drivers are trying to deal with right now. There is Elite Rain on his way out of the pit lane. He's coming out into P14. Not great for him. He's got Jondler in front, and I think also got King, I want to say, possibly, has got in front of him. There's certainly a black and red Ferrari. That's a Go Dogs Ferrari that's in front of him on track. I can't quite see who that is at this point.
No, the black Ferrari, number 777, is Darkness Gene, which is Joe, fellow Englishman. The
Nice.
Got King is currently behind Elite Rain in 14th and 15th, but they've cleared their pit stops.
Righto. Yep.
We have... Let me just count them up. 1, 2...
So it's a long stint to put in if you've stopped just now, but clearly
Yes.
we know the tyres will last 2/3 of a race. We know that they will, in fact, go all the way to the end, or maybe the corner before the end. They'll last. But I was wondering earlier, Larry, if you've heard any chatter about strategy options without revealing any anyone's strategy
Well, I don't
in
think
particular.
anyone who's actually racing will actually pick up on this to be able to share anything that'll
Right.
hurt. But I did advise my guys that I was helping early on to run long. Like, give yourself the option to run long.
Right.
If your tires can handle it, pit later in the window. And I think everyone was extremely surprised at how well the tires held up at Red Bull Ring, which, makes sense in hindsight. So I think there's a lot of curiosity about the potential to not take tires here, because I don't think this track is just as hard on tires as a lot of tracks is.
That is
very
intriguing.
flowy. It has a lot of camber, so
less steering
I think
input
that
when you're
helps with a
going
lot
through
of...
those cambered turns. A bit like an oval that's correctly pitched. You're hardly turning the steering wheel through turns
Correct.
like that. Absolutely. And the ones that aren't heavily cambered are not particularly high speed. So I think that's a really interesting point. Even though it's a very different circuit to Red Bull Ring. I wonder if we've just had it kind of skewed a little bit to a higher deg start to the season, and drivers have got themselves into a bit of a mindset there. Just see Elite Rain risking it all across the curbs of the corkscrew, kind of following John Dudler's line. But man, that is a lively looking McLaren, and also John Dudler's GT4 going through those turns as Elite Rain gets by John Dudler quite comfortably there. Just want to catch up on the live chat. Thanks everybody. Go Dogs is wearing pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Awesome, that's great. And Lucas stops by to chat along here.
That is Mojo.
And it's Mojo.
So,
kind of mad
maybe
right
you can
now.
tell us what happened.
He says, stupid luck, no luck all season, and once he gets a good result, a disconnect. It's so hard.
It's with playing other games and even a game like GT7, which isn't my favorite anymore, but just I haven't had a single disconnect ever playing that game, and it has a lot of limitations as far as like server size and things like that. But something I'm really appreciating since creating this league is the reliability of it. Like instead of 30 cars that 4 might get kicked, on any day, it's definitely frustrating.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know where in the world the servers are hosted. Presumably in the US of A, currently. But yeah, it's tricky.
Our server right now is hosted. We have East servers and West servers of the US of the United States.
Nice.
I believe this one's running on a West one, which would put it further away from Mojo.
Yep.
But I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I think that they're just really poorly run, and we've been having a lot of trouble this week, people. A lot of chatter about the server's taking forever to load when you look for the multiplayer map and stuff like that. Just, I thought it was my internet at home, but everyone was complaining about it.
John Diller in the pits then, and that's at the 35 minutes to go mark. So he's about on schedule. You'd have to say for a fairly relaxed pit stop. H. Fleury goes by. He has yet to pit. Currently, I'm seeing that Got King has pitted in front of him on track, but is almost a lap down. So there's a bit of a mountain to climb for Got King at this stage. Just check in with we've got 2 Lexus drivers. We've got Bert Macklin in 9th. We've got still some pricing for CM Speed in 11th. I don't know if CM Speed have got free choice when it comes to car selection. And in between them, we've got that one Sim Racer in what I think used to resemble a Ferrari.
Let's have a look. I haven't seen him for a minute. Let's see.
That is a very, very ugly looking Ferrari. I know we had a pretty ugly one in the first season. I was remarking on it, and I think he even made a clip of it. But this is it's showing up even worse, I think, in the black. but they get a blue flag. They all get by one of the GT4s. That's Logan driving the McLaren GT4 in P19 overall, Logan. As the drivers navigate. It's almost like you want your very best drivers, I think, in the GT4s because of the amount of situational awareness that is required of them. Currently...
No, go ahead.
Yeah, currently we've got Burt Macklin then in that P9, and he's not far away. You can probably still see Bobcat Goalie not far away. Yeah, confirm that. He absolutely can still see Bobcat Goalie. We're on his hood at the moment. It's,
we've got a car slow across the track.
Yeah, that is the 422.
Is that rain again?
It is. He's struggling through that Andretti hairpin in the McLaren. I don't know, Larry, if that's anything to do with the physics of the McLaren itself, or just a lack of familiarity, perhaps.
I don't know. Maybe he got up this morning and went to the bar first. There's also that option as well, because that's quite a lot of off so far. But yeah, he seems to be doing really well. But he's doing that definition of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? He seems to be doing the same thing in the same spot. So let's see if he can make this one.
We've got Kyle in the chat just saying servers wouldn't load most of the week until his third time backing out. Missed half the race. Can we get a TLDR recap? Yeah, sure. Okay, so we've had several leaders of the GT3 field. We've had one leader of the GT4 field, and there'll be no prizes if you can guess exactly who that is. But at the head of the field, let me just organise the screen a little bit better for you. So, head of the field, we have got Dog Eater in second place. He qualified in the at the start of the race on pole position, but dropped back, allowing Mojo to take over. Mojo disconnected. Chug started from the pit lane, was making his way back and disconnected. It has been chaos here, Larry, as also Bubbling Panda qualified in second, went down to 8th and is back in now 4th position.
Let's have a look at those splits. Now, Panda is notorious for not taking tyres. I wonder if he will give that a go. So as we see Artie, which is Beth Barron, go into the pits, I believe. Yes, he is. So now Panda has a chance here to do that overcut. Let's see if that works out. Let's see. I'll keep an eye on Artie and see if I can estimate. Let's see. Once he stops, is it less than 30 seconds? Let's go.
Yeah,
so I'll keep an eye on Artie to see if he's going to take tyres.
We've got the 71 Bubbling Panda. This is great having a second pair of eyes here. A reverse job is tough, right? That's an overshoot.
That's cost him a lot of time there. That's probably cost him 6 or 7 seconds to have to back up.
Wow.
So let's see what he does. So if he was on schedule, he should be coming out. If he doesn't take tyres, he should have been coming out about now, which he isn't. So he's definitely hurt himself here. Let's see when he's coming out.
Panda then 16. Putting in, well, he's 0.3 of a second down on his absolute best at the moment, Panda, but he has had to pass Stubbly Squid and Mountain Ranger right now, and that's a tough break for him. This is when he most needs a clear track and some good pace. He takes a very wide line through there, anticipating possibly being able to drive around the outside of Mountain Ranger. It didn't quite work out for him. Mountain Ranger did his best, I think, there to stay on one side of the track. Bubbling Panda, is he going to try and stop the rot here and go into the pit lane? No, he's going by, and he's going to go long. Perhaps heeding your advice, Larry, although I'm not sure it would be a common occurrence for him.
No, Noah's in the pits right now, and my estimation there, if I counted, was, if I counted correctly, somewhere in the 40-second range pit stop for Beth Barron there. So that's going to hurt him, especially if Panda does something like not take tyres or something like that. Gumball is still out, so right now our 2 GT3 first and second have both not pitted, so absolutely. I'd say that position's going to hold, and it's going to be interesting to see where Noah fits into this when he comes back out. Dog Eater, as he's calling, we've got Burt Macklin in the pits. Where is Noah? Noah is clearing the pits right now. He's on his way out, coming into turn 2. He's off the track there. Well done, Noah. No one saw that except for me.
We've got Awesome Gumball just passing P7 here. and we've got Bubbling Panda, who's just lapped P10. Into the pit lane comes Awesome Gumball. This is important, and he slows at a much faster rate there than H Flurry. Almost got rear-ended going into the pit lane. I don't know who had the right or the wrong of that one, who was faster or too marginal there. But Bubbling Panda then. It's pit stop time for Bubbling Panda. I wonder if you can keep an eye on those pit stops for us, Larry, because it's great to have a second pair of eyes who can afford to watch a stationary car. Whereas I tend to find that that's probably not the best thing to be watching on screen on the main feed. Jondala's in 15th overall. He has pitted.
We got Panda into the pits here as well too.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
I can tell you that he either did something because his pit stop was just under 30 seconds. So Gumball came out with less there. Let's see what Panda does.
But crucially, hopefully it didn't overshoot.
Panda came out extremely quickly. So now we have to see how that applies to Dog Eater. Probably not, but to who was his other rival before that pitted? And Artie, Beth Barron. Let's see where he's at.
Everybody has 2 or 3 names, so it's a little bit tough to keep hold of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with the ones you know as best I can. I apologize.
That one, Simracer, just yielding to his teammate Darkness Gene, who's currently running in P2. Darkness Gene, as you say, wasn't expecting necessarily to be here from the start of the season. 777, Darkness Gene in P2, having not pitted, the only one among his peers here at the moment who has not pitted. Looks a little bit hesitant going through what is turn 5 here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. But Dog Eater.
So Webbo, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. We can confirm that Panda got the overcut on Beth Barron there. He is now ahead of him by. He is heading up the hill to the corkscrew, and we find Artie just turning out of turn 4 now. So he's actually probably gained about 15-second lead, but minus the time he was down, I mean, he may have jumped 15 seconds there. That was quite an impressive strat by Panda there. Well done.
That is a lot. It's looking like something in the region of 28, 29 seconds potentially. Beth Barron has a deficit to P4 to Bubbling Panda there. Let's try and I can't even get them on the same screen that they are so far apart right now. Bubbling Panda has gone by the pit lane. Where is he? Currently P4 is heading down towards into the braking zone of what is officially turn 2, the Andretti hairpin, and he has a very comfortable lead over P5. But the question is, with a lack of changed tyres, what can Bubbling Panda do here to try and catch 3.6 seconds in front Dog Eater? That's his first target.
And Beth Barron just crossed, sorry to interrupt you again, he just crossed the start-finish line then. So we're getting close to half a lap at this point.
Yeah,
maybe
at least a sector.
1/3 of a lap.
Yeah, at least a sector Panda has. But ultimately, I'm sure Panda has eyes on that podium more than he's worrying about P5 at this stage.
Exactly. He is in striking range, it looks like, to Noah. Noah's just turned into the corkscrew. Panda is about to turn in right now. So it's doable. If Noah can lock... Panda is probably one of the calmest racers we have on the track. Oh no. Jondala has just let Panda by, gone wide, hit the rubber stuff, and he's actually spun. But I don't think he's in any trouble from that. He didn't spin fully. He just lost it and managed to drive back on. But it was a good 10-second loss there for Jondala.
Well, I'm sure he can probably afford that at this point. Bubbling Panda, then, as you say, so relaxed. He's horizontal. In P4, we've got Noah, Dog Eater, P3, and he's just catching P11 to put the overtake on that one. Simracer, who hasn't been able to affect any cosmetic improvement to his Ferrari. I'm sure it's safe and sound now in terms of its damage repair, but they've not been able to splash any new paint or put any new vinyl on the car. Dog Eater is 2.1 seconds only away from now Darkness Gene, who is still not to pit. 3.5 minutes left on the clock for Darkness Gene to make his mandatory pit stop. I do hope we have ironed out all those incidents, Larry, of people forgetting about the pit window, but Darkness Gene may be slightly unfamiliar at this point.
I mean, I hate to call it too early here, and the Larry curse, we'll see if it's real, but this drive from Joe here, aka Darkness Gene, has to be drive of the day when you weigh up all factors like previous performance, previous pace, things like that. This is an outstanding drive from him. I mean, the top 5 excluding him, and he's just gone into the pits. So he will now do that. Let's see if he takes tyres. If he doesn't, that would be probably wise to give him the best result possible. But of the top 5 people, 4 of them are supposed to be there. Joe is not typically thought of that way as far as that. So this is an outstanding drive. I'll keep an eye on his pit and see how long he takes.
Absolutely.
Or he has to back up as well.
That's really tough. I tell you, Nate gave me a great tip for pitting, and since he gave me that, I haven't had a pit box incident, shall we say? So that's pretty good for me anyway to learn that.
Including his error, sorry to interrupt you, Webber. Including his error, he was out of the pit box in 24 seconds. So I would say it was a 20-second stop. So
nice.
Let's see if he can hold this 5th position here. Let's see where Artie. Ooh. Beth Barron back in the pits. Did something happen here? So that is now potentially handing Joe his highest finish ever in the highest class of racing that we have. Like that would be an outstanding race if he can bring this home. I would suggest he's on very old tyres.
So Beth Barron, number 64 in the pit lane. As you said, I think he's just had a couple of GT4s unlap themselves. I hope that's not a portent of bad things to come, but he looks to be back under his own steam then, the 64, within the pit lane window, but as you say, that is his 2nd pit stop, dropping like a stone through the order. P11 at this stage. I think that might be as far back as he goes. Elite Rain in P12. He's right over the green section on the pit lane exit here across the main start-finish straight. He has to cut back into what is a very narrow pit exit. Elite Rain catching him 6 seconds now only away, but hopefully Beth Barron is back to proper racing condition for this Aston Martin GT3.
I wonder if we require refueling. I wonder if he forgot to take any fuel in his pit or something like that. I didn't see him go off or get damage, and he wasn't in there long enough for any significant repairs, so he'll have to let us know. Maybe Mojo, I think he's driving for Mojo, who should be watching. If he has any insight, that would be really helpful to share that, because that's very confusing to me.
We've got Malacca's Bert Macklin in P9 at the moment, just behind the Lexus of Still Some Praising. That's an impressive debut. I don't know if you've raced with Still Some Praising in any of the dailies, Larry, but that's a very impressive debut for me.
And I'll let you in on something as well, that he was asked last night by me to take this drive. So he hasn't even prepared for this.
Wow.
This GT3 drive of this level at all, and he just, when he was close with that one sim racer before, I was going to say, but we had some incidences that, that would have been a race of sheer pace from one sim racer by absolute consistency by Bert. And right now, I don't know where exactly we find that one sim racer. He's in 10th, but it looks like the battle of consistency is currently paying off. So let's see how that goes.
So during the course of those last couple laps, Bubbling Panda, who we don't think took tyres, has caught Dog Eater. Has halved the deficit to Dog Eater. He's the only car in front of him at this stage as well. 1.7 seconds. He seemed to be slow to get back up to speed, Bubbling Panda. But during the course of passing several GT4s and GT3 cars there, Bubbling Panda now just less than 2 seconds away. Kyle asking the question, isn't Beth Barron subbing for Plums today? And Barron got disconnected, says Arik. Had a crash with Got King, unfortunately. So Arik just letting us know some race info as well. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, so Artie got disconnected. Sorry, Beth Barron.
Barron with the disconnection, yeah. That's
tough.
So that's 3 of our GT3 field that I can count at this point. Who we lost.
It's a horrific service that we pay for, and we were talking about it before. It's like it's one thing to have certain errors and problems with the game, but getting disconnected is just not fun. It's it's not something you can get around, right? Like it's, like if you can't adjust your brake bias with a certain wheel on, like functionality issues, like you get over them, but like losing connectivity mid-race is just frustrating and upsetting.
Well, it is, especially when drivers commit a lot of practice time. And I think, one of the things, I often take, take the view that disconnections and equipment failure, it's a good parallel to motorsport on track. Things happen, cars break. It's one of those facts of motorsport. But unfortunately, it's one of those things, disconnecting, and especially certain wheel manufacturers who can't firmware update the equipment in time. It just eliminates a lot of practice time, which actually doesn't seem to correlate in track motorsport, because generally speaking, drivers don't get so much practice time, can't put in a 20-hour practice week ahead of a race. It's just too damn expensive. You don't quite get that same sense of complete loss from sim racing that you do here. But it is unfortunate. It's just one of those things, and it tends to over affect the same drivers over and over, because obviously not everybody can help where they live or what their fiber connections are.
Yes, exactly. Now, Webbo, may I ask you a favor? Can we have a little feature on Big Runks here?
Totally.
If you want to bring him up in 21st place, driving a GT4 Alpine. I believe in Preston's place today, who's the captain at a wedding. This is an example of a guy who came to us and has taken like a duck to water, and he's not up there with the front runners by any means, but the fact that this guy is able to compete safely and amongst these higher level drivers and not be a burden, but also race his own race and not be in the way, is a real testament to a lot of guys in this league who have just taken it to another level since joining us. But here's an example of a guy that really has done the work, and I think just finishing a race at the higher level when you've been racing at the lower level in line with your current skill set, it's a real, very nice pass there by Darkness Gene while we're talking about it, but it's a real credit to the people that put in the work and apply their time to their craft, and I just wanted to shout him out for that.
Totally. And I think one other thing is he's driving one of the cleanest vehicles out there as well. Not a scratch on it. Not a scratch on the on the 21st place, number 41 Alpine. I don't know if a few scratches would improve the look of that Alpine a little bit, but that's by the by. There's John Dela.
Elite Rain off the track again after the final turn there.
John Dela was taking quite a controversial line going through the corkscrew as well. I'll try and find Elite Rain. Where is he right now? There he is.
Who is that as well? That's
the 422. So Elite Rain maybe showing up with little in the way of practice, possibly. It seems like that first sector continues to surprise him.
Oh, and one other thing, Webbo, you may not be aware of. I can't believe I missed this, but number 7th place right now, number 22 Bobcat goalie, who is Hunter, one of the admins here. Shout out to him, tying the knot to his lovely wife, Milady, which is not actually her name. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. But he always calls her Milady, so that's what we call her now, Milady. But they celebrated a wedding last Saturday, and while you guys were racing, and just congrats to him. He also, more importantly than his wedding, got himself a new set of brake pedals and driving equipment recently, and his driving has also improved. So
I didn't realise that was an option on the wedding gift list to put sim racing equipment. That's definitely one for our audience to bear in mind when they're wondering whether to propose or not.
Oh, absolutely. I think he started up a GoFundMe for a new leaf blower after Leaf Blower Gate happened during live one of our podcasts, where someone stole his leaf blower from his garage in the middle of us recording one of our podcasts. So, I think he just bought just treated himself to the equipment, but it's definitely improved his driving. But congratulations to him and his new wife, and all the best for the future.
Absolutely, yeah. I couldn't quite make the surprise call, but I did watch it back, and I did also send him a voice note wishing him well. So, good on him. Very strong congratulations to his new wife as well, if she's watching. I don't know. Some wives watch, some wives definitely don't. So we'll wait to hear whether we are in the presence of the newly married. We got Nate in P6. He's doing great actually at the moment. P6 in the McLaren.
Absolutely.
Got Darkness Gene running P5. Remember, we know that he was went as high as second because he was one of the latest drivers to pit. So he'll be on the comeback to a certain extent. Quite a few cars, some 22 seconds back, up, I should say, in the order to Ruben here in the blue Lexus. It doesn't have his team name put on the screen at the moment. I don't know if you've memorized all the team members at this point, Larry, but Ruben in P4 in the blue Lexus, number 3.
I'm sorry, I just missed that. I just saw Zaddy go off the track there again and got distracted.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. Which team?
Bublin Panda has got. I was going to say Bublin Panda has got Noah to within half a second.
Yep. We've got them on screen
there.
right now. I'm just wondering which team Ruben is in. I don't know if someone.
Ruben is in Team CM Speed.
Ah, okay. It's not on our tower at this point, but yeah, Bubbling Panda. Looks like there's some push me pull me kind of gap developing between the Lexus and the Mustang. They're both kind of highly favoured for their top speed, but I'm pretty sure that the Mustang has the edge on it, Larry. But what about the Lexus? How does it compare, and where is it stronger, do you think?
I think it's definitely stronger through the corners. It suffers with its braking compared to some of the other cars, but I think it's more balanced than the Mustang. I couldn't get the Mustang to turn at all. As you know, I'm an MR fiend. Like, I love Porsches and basically Porsches, but I struggle a little bit to get FR cars to rotate, and I actually have a decent time with the Lexus compared to any other FR car. But the outright acceleration of the Mustang is just obnoxious.
So do you expect that something will need to happen with the balance of performance with the Mustang? Is it an unfair advantage at this point?
Well, I think, people often go down this level of conversation, right, where the car's too fast. Everyone could have picked the Mustang this season. Right. So as far as I'm concerned, everyone put their best foot forward in the car that they thought they could best compete in. And let's take someone like myself and Chug. I'm not going to be beating Chug if him and I swap cars. That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes need to look within when they feel a disadvantage before they look outward. I really do feel that. Because you can always find a video on YouTube of someone driving the car that you think is at a disadvantage, driving it like a monster. So it's not always the car.
No, and I think certainly the Mustang has some inherent difficulties as well. I mean, top speed is always something that's going to catch attention. But yeah, it's even if you've got the fastest car, you've still got to drive it. You've still got to be there doing the work. You're still putting in the same level of performance. And it's not always going to be the OP car at every track either.
No.
Plough's corner entry, the Mustang, says Kyle. So,
if you take the Mustang at, let's say, Paul Ricard, it's the OP car. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, you put two equal drivers in the Mustang and one other car, the Mustang will win with equal skill. But then you come here, I don't think the Mustang has an advantage here. I think the Lexus is probably actually the better car because of its balance. Great top speed, better rotation. Brakes are okay, but it doesn't get too loose in the rear, so I think it's actually a really good car here. And in the hands of someone such as Panda, I mean, it's a weapon.
Yeah, there's no shortage for seat time either in your favorite car, and I think if you've got open choice on cars, you're absolutely right. Unless there are BOP changes during a season that couldn't be foreseen, and cars get nuked and some get boosted, I think you're absolutely right there. Kyle,
I think
saying
also people
can't wait to give the Porsche a try.
The Porsche is it's an addiction.
But we don't
see it. It's
an
abusive relationship.
There are hardly any, if any, this season. What do you put that down to?
It's the cilantro. People love it or hate it, or the coriander, as you and I know it as. People love it or despise it. And when I picked up Panda, we had a very polite off. He was like, "I'll learn the Porsche if you want it, but I hate it." And I was like, "I'll learn the Lexus if you want, but I hate it." And I I think as a good leader, as the captain of the team, that I should have put, as the captain, yet the slower of us two GT3 drivers, I think it was in my team's best interest to make him as comfortable as possible.
Well, I think it probably had a
You know,
slight advantage with me as well, because I'm not a Porsche guy at all at this point. I'm not nowhere near the practice or affinity, and
Oh.
Lexus was the easiest one for me to transfer. I don't know how Mike feels about it either, but yeah, it certainly was a relief when you guys said we've made a decision and it's the Lexus. So.
Oh, it's I think it's a Porsche driver can get in a Lexus and drive it okay.
Yeah.
And decently well, let's say, straight out of the bat. I don't think it's the same going the other way, and I think that's what makes it unfair.
Right.
It was way better for the team to put everyone in the Lexus and me to adapt than to have everyone try and learn a whole new driving style. Because it's a different driving style on many levels.
I think one of the great things about Black Flag, you've got, these daily races, you've got a one-make series that should answer all the questions of who are the best drivers, regardless of equipment. And I imagine, I haven't looked at all the standings, but I imagine the same characters are at the top of the one-make as they are in this free choice Premier Series.
I'd say that, funnily enough, I'm currently looking at our leader, Awesome Gumball, and the story, I've said it before on a stream, maybe even on a podcast, that he came to us probably as our first 100% driver. And by that I mean the LFM times. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, Webbo, but the spreadsheet of... So LFM has a document that's in our resources sector for anyone to check, and it lists every car, including whether it has the balance of power and stuff like that, and it lists 100% being what the top drivers will be driving. Alien is just above that. 101 is a little bit slower, so 101% of the best time, 102%.
Right.
And I was sitting around 104 when he joined. And he was the first driver that was just outside of 100%. And he came in and said it, and I was like, yeah, right, this guy's just telling stories. And then he posted a video, and I'm like, yeah, right, someone else could have driven it. And then he joined us for a race, and he did it. And I was like, well, and he just murdered us and then left for a while, and I thought maybe it was because he had no competition, but he actually got busy with school or something, I believe. And now there's 6, 7 off the top of my head that can all win any race anytime.
Yeah. That's a really, really healthy league. We're down to just under 6 minutes remaining of green flag racing. We've got Rico Ruben here in P4 right now. And still fighting over the podium positions are Bubbling Panda and Dog Eater in 3rd and 2nd respectively. That gap down to 0.3 of a second. I think Panda has seen the track map here, Larry. He's got a clear track in front of him and Dog Eater, and it's now pretty much or never.
Well, this is the moment where Noah has to show us his resolve and lock in and not panic, because Panda is a very calm. I'm not saying Panda doesn't make mistakes, but Panda is very calm and extremely experienced. He is a student of Chug. He has spent a long time following Chug to get where he is. Noah is just natural raw talent. I think Noah is just over 20, not even 21 yet, and he already has this racecraft. And yeah, I don't think that the pace difference is that great. Even though Panda has hunted him down, I don't think he's hunted him down fast enough that this is a guaranteed thing that he's going to make this pass. This is going to be a battle.
Oh,
and Panda gets a great exit there.
Yeah, slightly slower exit, but you were right to probably praise the better exit there. Panda looks like he's got a run going here. So now it's time for Dog Eater, for Noah to get defensive, and he takes shape on the inside lane, and that helps the GT4 Ginetta just in front of him to know exactly which way to go. But Panda is right there. 0.2 of a second is as close as you can get without running into the car in front. Where, Larry, will Bubbling Panda go for it?
I think it's more a matter of, this track, one of the places I think it's turn 10 coming up, the right-hander, but you've got to be much closer than this. I think it's turn 11. Again, you must be closer than this, and maybe Panda can get good drive out of here. not enough there. And into turn 1, really, everything else is very risky. But still doable.
The final corner here. The final corner is really important to set you up to get down on the power. It does look like things are getting quite uncomfortable in the Mustang seat here for Noah. He's got the taking the inside line, and he's just got the turn in there. But I think he turned it a bit early, and it's Panda once again just can't quite find his way by. But clearly the pressure is showing at this point on Noah, the number 1.
Oh, this GT4 car can make it interesting if he doesn't get out of the way, which he does
his
not.
Line
oh,
to
that's
the apex.
That's gonna. Who is that? That is Chaotica, very, very experienced multi-class racer, knows how to stay out of people's way.
It does. But of course, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't often in a slower mixed class race. The official instruction is stay on your line and be predictable. Chaotica did exactly that, but it's hurt Dog Eater, and now he's got another pair of GT4s that he's catching. This is nightmare situation for Noah right now as he navigates the corkscrew once again. Looks like he's got the car hooked up. He gets a little bit of breathing room behind, and it's 2 minutes to go.
This traffic will become a matter of lady luck. It will either hurt someone or help someone, and that's what we have to wait for here patiently. Who is the car in front? We got King there. I hope he gets out of the way and doesn't hinder a second to last lap battle here.
I think that'll be good because he's managed to get through the corner, and now they should get past him on the straightaway here. Not that you've got a lot of straight, but certainly flat out section as they go around the outside. But potentially that's going to open the door to the inside lane for the 71, driven by Panda. Dog Eater with a really good run, and that
got King, good save.
Almost T-boning our podium sitters here. 1 minute 19 to go on the clock. That should mean, I think, that Awesome Gumball will go by and have an extra lap here. And so will everybody else, but ultimately it means that Awesome Gumball's still on circuit, 16.4 seconds ahead. I'm sure that he's had much his own way because of this tight battle and this pressure that Dog Eater has got right in his mirrors right now.
I'm just checking back to see we still have Darkness Gene in 5th place. Great drive. He has actually got Nate chasing him down. So we have McLaren on Ferrari violence here, and we have a car off in front of them. Who is that? That's another black Ferrari. Is that Fleury again?
Fleury's in a brown and pink, I think, today.
That's not him. Okay, the final lap has been called.
It's now or it's never for Bubbling Panda and Dog Eater to settle this one. I'm sure that when they look back on it, they'll absolutely love it. But right now, they're just focusing on what the other driver is doing. Bubbling Panda has a really good run out of that final corner. He's up. He's green on his best time, and he's got incredibly old tyres, but he's too long. Is he looking for that cutback?
Better exit?
Yeah.
No.
I think he was too long on the brakes there, possibly hampered. He lost about 0.2 of a second just through the Andretti hairpin. Looks like the tyres are really saying no at this point. Suffering in the dirty air wake behind the Mustang. And Dog Eater's got to be breathing slightly easier, but he won't unclench, I think, until he gets to the checkered flag here. Again, that was a little bit wide of the apex, that when it is most important on the long run up the hill, where potentially Noah should have the horsepower advantage up the hill. We can't miss our race leader, who's gone through the corkscrew now. And I think it's going to be the final sector, if it's anything, for the cars following. I'll try and find our race leader. It's Awesome Gumball, who's making contact. Well, there is contact behind him directly, but Awesome Gumball will come through the final corner and secure the Laguna Seca win. And we'll cut straight back to what's going on further back in this battle for the podium. And there goes Panda going for the move down the inside. It didn't quite work. Dog Eater looks like he's going to hold on behind Big Runks. And there goes Dog Eater in second place. And that was a fabulous drive from Dog Eater. Props to Bubbling Panda, but to hold on against that pressure was a huge deal, I think, for Dog Eater.
Outstanding. Shout out as well. We look like CM is going to bring home his first podium of the season in GT4. We have, I think if I see this correctly, we have, Yes, we have Siam, we have Jondola still out there. Ranger got the checkered flag already, as did Chaotica. So it looks like we will have a podium for Siam.
So
Second
Bobcat
place for
goalie has gone
Mountain
into the
Ranger.
pit lane. I think he must have finished a lap down potentially. But I'm just hoping that he didn't disconnect or pit right at the very end there, because I was watching Ruben, who's doing donuts, celebrating his 4th place. There are your standings then. Everyone's past the checkered flag. It is Awesome Gumball from Dog Eater from Bubbling Panda. 3.5 tenths of a second only between the 2nd and 3rd positions in the end. What could have been had we not had those disconnections? Ruben in 4th. Darkness Gene actually got that 5th place.
What
in the
a
end.
drive.
With
And to Nate.
Yeah, Nate in 6th position. Bobcat goalie in 7th. But Macklin subbing.
Outstanding drive.
Better than you could have done, Larry, or do you think was that
so.
equal?
I think so.
There goes Stilson praising.
Very proud.
I'm certainly gonna praise Stilson there, because that's something to show up with little practice and put it in P9, a top 10 finish on your debut with a series of very experienced racers who've all been racing together for some time here. That one, Simracer in 10th, that's also impressive. Elite Rain in 11th. Struggled today, I think it's fair to say. So did Fleury. Jondola.
I would say, though, Webbo, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I would say that to actually finish 11th with that many crashes is also impressive.
We've got Jondola finishing on top in and ahead of Got King in the end. It was 4 laps down. Jondola just 3 laps down. Mountain Ranger got a podium for Malakas, and Not Siam got a podium here, his first in the GT4 field in the Aston Martin for his own team, Siam Speed. Chaotica came home for Black Swan in 3rd in class. Bard or Nurkrap in 18th place overall and 5th in class, ahead of Zati and Logan. And I think, is that everybody? Let's just
There's
check
a few
in.
more, but we can't see them.
I'll just scroll down. I'm just wondering about finishers. Big Runks then finishing in 21st overall. That is what, P8?
21.
Possibly.
P8 for, yes, that class.
P8 in class, ahead of Stubbly Squid, who kind of finished, may not have finished, plus 9 laps. That's 2 laps further back than Big Runks. And these are the big headlines. Beth Baron, Chug, and Mojo disconnections. That was quite a showdown there for everybody, Larry. Hope you enjoyed it, and a big thank you from me for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today. This is a lot of fun, and great to get out here and see how you do it, and also here give you some insights on the drivers and a little bit more about them. But great job by everybody. What an exciting finish, Gumball on an island. I mean, if we added in the 4 drivers, what a race that could have been. If we add the 3 that got the disconnects plus Plums, who wasn't available, our 2-time winner Plums. So what could have been, but still exciting racing to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, as much fun as it has been having you here, Larry, I hope you can get back behind the steering wheel for the next round. Anyway, I think we have got a bit of a break for Premier, because coming up we're not going to be here for another 4 weeks, possibly even 5. I'm not sure quite how to count weeks, but November 8th is our next race, Watkins Glen for Premier. But in the meantime, most of our drivers will be competing in the endurance race in 2 weekends' time, and we'll have the Prospect Series next week, probably commentated by Larry or other people. I think we may have a broadcast for that one, and I'll try and broadcast it if I may. I've got to get myself together. But great to have everybody today. I think we actually have some people in the in Discord in the chat right now. Who's joined us, Larry, in the room?
I think Bart just left, but I think Mr. J is here. Are you there, Jay?
I'm here, man.
He is. Dude, what a drive today. Well, we've got you, seeing as you've showed up.
Yeah, that was I'm sweating.
Did you take tires? You drove so long.
I didn't take tires or fuel.
Oh, so you took like a liter of fuel, I'm guessing, just to check it
1 liter,
off.
yeah.
So
But
you took a full load of fuel, no tires.
race
Fantastic.
fuel and no tires, yeah. And I messed up big time. I missed my pit box. The car just slid right through it. I had to put it in reverse. And then when it said go, 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 the car was still in reverse. So I went backwards first. And it's like, man, I
Shitty
messed
race.
that up. But
Outstanding. But yeah,
yeah.
all right. Well, that's great. No, congratulations, man. And, great race. And you'll see it on the broadcast. We're very happy to see your efforts out there. But Webbo, if you want to take us out, I know you've got somewhere else to be.
I do, yeah. I don't want to let Got King or who we got Brunks as well. If you've got any quick comments while the broadcast is live, Got King. Any thoughts post race? If you can keep them clean and largely controversy free.
Oh, just a bunch of chaos. A lot of chaos, especially on the corkscrew. A lot of people diving for
Weapon Mojo.
a fast lap.
Oh man,
More
like
Hang on,
guys, we're live on air. Can we just go one at a time? So let me just let Got King finish his comment, and then we'll go and have a chat with Runks.
Just pretty much try to keep it alive throughout the whole race.
But a tough stint, it sounds like.
Yeah, it was very, very tough. Had some mistakes,
Runks.
but we try to keep
Hey,
it
Runks.
first,
buddy.
How was your race, Runks?
I was doing pretty good. Had a good shot at a top 5 with a lot of fast guys. Had an incident coming out of a corner and ended up in the wall at Mock Jesus, and that was race over. Ended up taking P8.
Still a great race, brother.
It was really good. It was really good. We were admiring how clean your Alpine looked with the white front most of the race as well. So awesome job. Well done. Can we speak to Noah quickly? Larry, if you've got to go, no worries. But I want to honour people if they want to stay by. Noah, Dog Eater.
Yes.
That was a lot of pressure to absorb at the end. How are you feeling right now?
Dude, I was shitting bricks. Really. I mean, I have lap trap fucking GT4 cars. Sorry, my fault. And Bubble and Panda behind. It was just crazy. Really.
Noah, did you take tires?
No, I did not. My tires were dead for the last 20 minutes. It's insane.
Yeah, I think
it was pretty clear that both yours and Panda's were as well.
Panda didn't take tires as well, so but I imagine you didn't necessarily know that in the cockpit. So that was a tough race. But congratulations, that was really impressive.
Thank you.
No, very cool.
Listen, I think we got one more Hunter as well.
Yeah, I want to just talk with Nate as well. Hi Nate, are you in?
Yeah, I'm here, Webbo.
Very quickly, how was your race out there? It looked like it was difficult for everybody, but you came home with, what was that, 6th in the end?
Yeah, it was came down to the last corner, and I mean, being able to navigate throughout, different GT3s and GT4s, it's a nice mix. It was good. It's just for me, I planned on keeping it clean, be patient, wait for the opportunity. I don't want to dive bomb someone from another country. So
exactly.
Nice racing.
Well done there,
nice
brother.
racing.
I think Webbo, we've got maybe one more, which is Siam, who got his first podium this season, brother. Talk to us about your race, man.
Hey guys. The best result of the season, mainly just because of the practice, and I'd say that what helped me out a lot was the GT3s. There's a bunch of incidents and off tracks with the GT3s, and kind of messed up the GT4s and allowed me to get into P3. And I just had to hold it against Jondola. Jondola was so fast; he was about to lap me on the last lap in P1. So I'll take a P3, and I'm pretty happy with how we did today, honestly.
Excellent, very clean.
Nice one.
And I think one last. Actually, I forgot. Hunter, are you here?
Hunter is here.
What's up?
How was your race, buddy? Talk to Webbo.
It was good. Qualified P12. Let the maniacs take each other out in front of me, and then got all the way up to 7th. Was following Nate for a bit, but then GT4 traffic separated us.
Excellent race. Well, it's fantastic to watch.
Brilliant. Yeah, so good to talk to everybody at the end there. Sorry we didn't have time for everyone, but I'm sure you'll stay in the chat and keep everybody amused. And then obviously swear freely once we're off air. Thanks everybody. Thanks Larry especially, and thanks for watching. Do stay tuned on the channel for more live racing action, including what I imagine to be the next round live here for Black Flag's premiere on November 8th, if I can persuade my good lady to let me commentate on her birthday. Okay, so thanks everybody. I will catch you all very soon, and yeah, take care. We'll catch you on the next race day.